Hello. So today I'm going to show you how to decorate some candles. I've got 4 different methods. So here we have the first 2. So the stripy one is made with alcohol inks, but we don't have to worry about the alcohol because that all evaporates. So it's going to be safe to burn. And the other one, the blue one, is made by melting some wax crayon and dipping the candle in the wax crayon. And then we have 2 more here. So one of them is just wrapped in ribbon and lace with some fir cone decoration, a bit of string. And the other one is made with a serviette, which is ironed onto the candle, which means the wax melts very slightly and catches onto the serviette. So let's have a go at making them. Okay, so for this first candle, you just need a plain white candle. I just got this from the supermarket. Take the plastic off, then you'll need some ribbon, some lace, some string, some double-sided tape, and a little twig with some fir cones on, or a leaf or something nice like that. Okay, so cut a piece of ribbon that will fit round your candle with a slight overlap, and then put some double-sided tape onto the ribbon, pull the paper off, and then you're just going to wrap the ribbon round your candle and secure it with the double-sided tape. So that's the first step. Then we're going to do just the same with the lace. So I've cut that to the size of the ribbon, put a piece of double-sided on it. So we pull off the paper, wrap that over the top of the ribbon round the candle and just secure it with the double-sided tape. So that's the first 2 steps. Now you need enough string to go all the way around the candle, back to the front, and then tie into a knot. So I'm going to go all the way around the candle, to the front. I'm going to try and keep the seam that you've made at the back. Slip it so that it's even. And then I'm just going to sit my little piece of twig in there and then tie the string over the top of it. I'm going to knot and a bow. So you can trim that string if you want to, just do your knots, and there you have your first candle. Right, so for the second candle you need a white candle again from the supermarket. Take off the plastic, a serviette, nice brightly coloured serviette, a pair of scissors and an iron. Okay, so serviettes are 3 ply, usually 3 layers, so you want to just have the coloured layer. And as this serviette has got a kind of a embossed pattern around the edge, I found that made it a bit hard to separate it. So if you cut it to the size of your candle first, so that is all the way around the candle and just a little bit extra at the bottom, that gets rid of some of those embossed edges. So then you can just split it up. So as you can see, that's 3 layers, 2 plain layers and the patterned layer. So take off the 2 plain layers and then you can actually use those underneath your work. so that you don't get wax everywhere. Okay, so now our patterned piece, we're just going to put around the candle and try and get it even at the top and not too creased going round. And now we use our iron, and it just slightly melts the wax so that the wax sticks the serviette to the candle. Obviously I'm going to have to clean my iron after this because it's going to be a bit waxy, but it isn't too hot, so you can hold it once you've ironed it. Just go all the way around the candle. Be particularly careful where it overlaps so that you don't get any wrinkles. I've actually unplugged my iron, but it's still hot enough to melt the wax. I'm just going around the top of the serviette, making sure that that is all stuck down to the candle. Obviously this is not something you can do with children. You don't want them to burn themselves on the iron. And once that all seems to be attached to the candle, then all we've got to do is cut off the extra bit at the bottom. Just cut up to the candle and then just cut that extra off. Okay, and then you might want to just iron a little bit more over that bottom edge just to make sure that's all well stuck. And there's your nice bright spotty candle. Okay, so now we're on to candle number 3. So again, you need a candle from supermarket. Take the plastic off. You'll need some wax crayons. I've used a selection of blues. You'll need a knife to chop them up with. You'll need some of your old scented candles that have just gone a bit too far to burn anymore. Scented is nice because then that stops it just smelling of wax crayon. Then you'll need a tin. So this is a sweet corn tin. I found the baked bean tin wasn't quite wide enough to get my candle into. And a saucepan with boiling water in it. So all you need to do is chop up your crayons into little pieces, chop up the old candle, pop that all in your tin, and then you're going to pop the tin in boiling water. So my wax crayon and leftover candle is all melted now in here. Now, I was a little bit worried at first because it didn't seem very deep, but of course as soon as you put the candle in, it displaces some of the wax so that it comes a lot higher up the candle than you thought it would. So grab your candle by the wick and just dip it in. You can swirl it around a little bit if you like. And then lift it out, and there is your dip-dyed candle. Okay, so to make this lovely stripy candle here, you're going to need again a candle from the supermarket. Take off the plastic wrapping. Then you need some alcohol inks. So I've got pink, purple and a couple of blues. You'll need some cotton wool, a piece of cling film cut so that it wraps around the candle, and then some kitchen roll to keep everything clean. Okay, so what we're going to do is shake a few drops of each of the alcohol inks onto the cling film. So that's the pink, the purple, one of the blues. You have to work quite fast with this because it dries very quickly, so you don't want to hang about. The other blue. Right, okay, so now I've got alcohol ink all over my cling film, so I'll just lie down my candle on that and wrap the cling film around it. Just roll it into the cling film so that we've got colour all round. And this is just a base layer, so I have got a little bit where it hasn't gone, so I might just lie it down again to cover that bit. Okay, so now I've got a base layer all the way round. Now we don't want the top to be all boring like that, so if you get your cotton wool and you're just going to dip it in to the cling film, get some of the bits that have not gone onto the candle yet and just dab it round the top of the candle. And then we got the candle covered in its base coat. So we can get rid of the cling film. So now comes the exciting bit, so that you can drip straight from the bottle onto the top of the candle so that it runs down. That's a bit more pink. There's a bit more purple. You can see that running down the side of the candle. It just gives you that lovely stripy effect. There's some green. And you can just keep doing this until you're happy with the effect. There's the blue. Okay, so now the top has got a little bit mucky again, so I'll get some cotton wool and just dab that. So you can't see the drips around the top. And then you just need to leave that to dry, which won't take very long, and the alcohol will all evaporate off, and then you've got a beautiful stripy alcohol ink candle. So that's your 4 candles, so you can think about light this weekend.